What's up guys, I'm going to go on a drive and talk about the differences between stock, boot mode stage 1 and boot mode stage 2. So my car is a 2015 F30 BMW 335i with electronic wastegate, but the things I talk about should apply to other BMWs too. So I'm going to go over, is it worth going to stage 1 or stage 2 if you're stock right now? What issues have I had, if any? I'm not going to break down the costs or talk about what you need to get these tunes because I already made a video where I broke down every part you need for stage 1, how much money you need to spend, every part you need for stage 2, how much money you need to spend. So I'm going to link that video if you want to check it out. But before I start, please give me a like and subscribe, it helps a lot. Let's start with some power numbers. So stock, my car makes 300 horsepower, 300 torque according to BMW. I am running a 91 octane tune with a N55 electronic wastegate. So according to the Bootmod website, stage 1 puts me at 375 horsepower and 384 torque. Stage 2 puts me at 393 horsepower and 402 torque, and this is all to the crank, not to the wheels. So what is the car like stock? I assume most of you guys already have this car if you're watching this video, but just in case you don't, I drove it like this completely stock for a year and a half, and it's faster than your average car, but you get used to the power really quick. I average 23 mpg with a mix of city and highway driving. It's fun on the back roads, but it feels very underpowered in a straight line, which is what got me thinking about tuning. Let's talk about boot mode stage 1 now. So I drove stage 1 for 8 months, and when you get boot mode, by the way, you get the transmission tune included with your license for free. They recommend you add the transmission tune when you're tuning. It removes torque limits in 3rd and 5th gear, I think, and it just makes it slightly smoother and a little bit quicker when it removes those torque limits. But overall, boot mode tune stage 1 is very smooth, very linear acceleration. You immediately notice a big jump in power, especially from 2,500 RPM to 5,000 RPM. But just like stock, the power still kind of dies off after 5,000 RPM. You're probably going to need to do a big turbo or something like that if you want it to rev or have power all the way up to the end of the RPM range. But overall, boot mode stage 1 was really impressive. I think this is what the car should have came like stock. It has not given me any issues at all. The MPG is completely unchanged if you drive normal, but let's be real, you won't be driving like normal. The car is slightly louder with the tune on it, and I think that's a big plus. I kind of like that. The car sounds good. Why not? So at this point, I highly recommend you try out stage 1 boot mode if you're not having any issues with your car right now. If you're having issues, get those resolved first. But one thing I will say about the stage 1 is you're gonna get used to the power within like a week, maybe even sooner than that, depending on how you are, how you drive, and you're immediately gonna want more power. Alright, let's move on to stage 2. So currently I'm running boot mode stage 2, and I've only been running it for like a month, so not that long. The car has 60,000 miles right now, and the power increase from stage 1 to stage 2 is a lot smaller than from stock to stage 1. You can tell just by the numbers I showed you at the beginning of the video, but it's still a noticeable power gain. One issue that I have had since I went stage 2 though and put the downpipe on is that now in eco mode, sometimes at low RPMs the acceleration feels kind of rough. It feels almost like the engine's struggling a little bit in eco mode at low RPM. This issue does not happen in comfort mode. Sport, all those work perfect. There's no codes or anything being thrown. I'm still on my stock spark plugs. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'm going to upgrade the spark plugs eventually, but for now they're not misfiring or anything, so I guess I'll just have to data log it and see what's up. But other than that, stage 2 hasn't given me any issues. The MPG is still unchanged under normal driving. Acceleration is still very smooth, very linear. One thing I do notice is a little bit different now. On the upshifts, when I'm in sport mode, I can feel the upshifts. It kind of kicks you a little bit, the way like a DCT in the M3, M4 would, not as aggressively. But the ZF8 Speed is usually a very smooth transmission. Doesn't really give you much feeling. So this is nice to have. I could be more aggressive if I got the XHP transmission tune, so maybe I'll go for that. But just like stage 1, I got used to the power with stage 2 pretty quick, and I wouldn't mind having more. That doesn't mean it's slow, but you always get used to it. You always want more, especially since tuning my car. I've also driven an F30 M3, I've driven a C63S, I've driven some really fast Corvettes, and that doesn't help. That always makes you want more power. I made this video because a lot of people were asking me if the tune or the downpipe was worth it, and my final answer at this point is yes. The car is just so much more fun than when it's stock. Boot mode is a reliable tune. Just be really smart about your maintenance and how you drive it, obviously, and make sure to always properly warm your car up before you go drive it hard. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and subscribe for more BMW videos.